I have this 2007 Honda ST1300 with 15,000 miles on it. On Saturday, I'm going to take it on the most important ride it's had in all of its 13 years. Okay, so here's the thing. My dad passed away and his memorial service is on Saturday, and I'm going to ride before the hearse from the funeral home to the cemetery, and I want to get this bike fixed up, do a few projects before that takes place. The most important thing is to put new tires on. Those tires are looking pretty bad. I've got this GV mono key mount right here, and I found that I can make custom boxes, and I'm going to make a plate to mount some place to hold these flags that I can ride and have those blowing in the breeze. I also want to get it washed up and wax it, fix up. I have a couple of places to do some touch up. And the last thing I want to do is make a mount for my camera on the back of the motorcycle so that I can record that behind me. So I guess I'll get started. Let's go ahead and get those wheels off. Alright, that was kind of rough. To make a long story short, I was up till 2 in the morning working on this. Had a lot of trouble with the time-lapse thing on my camera. Didn't work the way I expected, so I didn't get any of that on video. But I've got the tires mounted on the wheels, and now I'm just going to clean it up a little bit and put the wheels back on. I'm going to skip all the other stuff. It's Friday morning right now, and I've got to do a lot of work outside and I've got to get this ready for tomorrow morning to ride. So I'm just going to put it back together, and I'll do the forks later and some of the other stuff too. Alright, get to it. So tomorrow is the memorial service, and I've got to be at the funeral home at 7 o'clock or so, a little before maybe. And it's getting late already tonight. The bike's all ready to go. I'm going to try and make an adapter for this GV mono key mounting plate. It's something I've wanted to do anyway, so this is a good trial run, and I think it's going to work pretty good. What I got is I made a template out of cardboard that fits into the mount. It goes under these latch, whatever they are, and it comes down over the top of this latching member here. So then on top of that, there is a latch that latches into that. So it lifts up, snaps in. There'll be some springs here. And once I have this design figured out, I'll be able to make custom boxes for all kinds of things. Like there are a lot of things I want to do that I don't have room on the bike for, so I'm going to make other boxes that will fit things I want to do. So now I just have to take this cardboard template, and I bought this poly something plastic today. It's a kitchen cutting board. My son gave me that idea. So anyway, I'm going to now mount this. I'm going to draw the lines on this and cut it out, and I'll have something that I can use for when I'm done with this project. You know, when I'm done with the memorial service, I can use this for something else. All right, I've got the piece cut out, and it fits all right, but it's not great. I'm not going to spend any more time on this. So for tonight, I'm just going to latch it in. I just made a couple of shims, I guess, out of plastic, and I'm just going to lock it in just like that, and it'll be strong for what I want to do tomorrow. All right, I'm going to weld up the frame, and I'm going to be done. Here's the frame completed. It's just a 1/2 inch tubing, square tubing, welded together, and it's attached to the plate already. At each end I have a T, and the flag stick goes into the T, and there's a set screw that goes into the wood and holds it in place. On the latch I used a zip tie to drilled a hole and put a zip tie through there to keep this from going forward and letting this come loose. I also attached my GoPro mount to the base with some screws. My dad was a pastor most of his life, and every church that I remember growing up in, he always had the American flag and the Christian flag up in the front of the church. So these were the obvious choices to put on the motorcycle to honor him on his final ride. So that being said, I think that I'm ready to go. When we left Dobkin's Funeral Chapel in Dinuba, there were 3 cars following the hearse. We're going to the Clovis Cemetery, which is about 40 miles away. The trip took 1 hour and 9 minutes. I was allowed to choose the route, so I decided to go by some meaningful places. At this intersection, the hearse and I went through, but the 3 cars stopped at the light. My son Curtis planned to join the procession en route, and he just happened to do that while we were separated from the other cars, so he pulled in right behind the hearse. When the other cars caught up, the car with my dad's wife, Mary, passed Curtis and was directly behind the hearse again. I wanted to go through Reedley, so here we are turning north on Reed Avenue. On the left, as you watch the video, is a retirement community called Palm Village, where my dad and Mary lived many years. On the left is the campus of Emmanuel Schools, where my 4 children attended. I decided to try and keep us together through Reedley, so I started directing traffic at intersections. At this intersection, I just raised my hand to the car that was coming, and they waited for us to go past. This intersection was a 4-way stop, so I just pulled into the intersection, blocking oncoming traffic. At the traffic circle, I stopped to block incoming traffic, and my sister-in-law in the third car clicked a picture of me as she went by, right there. I had to pass in the bike lane to get ahead of the hearse again. Here we are leaving Reedley, where the speed limit increases to 55. After that, it's country road. And then more country road. And more country road. We drove on a bigger highway for a little while, then we turned north on a road to go by our house. My kids drove on this road hundreds of times, going to school. They called these the S-curves. I think they went too fast on them. This is the hill we live on, 3 20-acre parcels to the left. My sister-in-law took a picture as we went past our road. Here we are entering Clovis. There's a hospital on the left and our first traffic signal. We're about to turn to our left to go to the cemetery. You can see it on your right. Hello, my name is Doug McNeil, and for reasons I'll explain in a future video, I sometimes go by the old guy. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was meaningful to some of you who maybe have lost a parent or two, or if you're just thinking about losing a parent. Just a joke. I've been thinking about making videos for a couple of years now, and when my dad passed away, I thought, well, it's now or never. And I decided I wanted this to be the first video. So I just did it, and I'm glad I did. I want to let you in on a little secret though. The Friday night that I worked on that flag holder for my motorcycle. I worked until like 3:30 in the morning, and I knew I had to get up at 5 to get ready to go. And at the very end, I was thinking crazy. I was thinking, this is stupid. People are going to think I'm ridiculous. I'll be sorry I did it. I'm going to kick myself for doing this. But then at the very end, I just decided, I want to do this. It doesn't really matter what people think. I think I'm supposed to do this. So I just went ahead and did it. And man, I'm really glad I did. Now when I drive on those same roads, I think of the way my dad passed by there on his final trip, and I'm it's just meaningful to me. So I'm glad I did it. And if that's not a lesson that we all need to learn in life, I don't know what is, how to overcome those thoughts of doubt, and just use your conscious mind to overcome it and just go ahead and push through and do things that we should do. So I just want to sincerely thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm Doug McNeil, and I'm an honor your father and mother kind of old guy.